Hello everyone, my name is Light and welcome back to the lab. I would like to take the time to wish everyone a happy 2021 and hope that you all had a wonderful time on your New Year's Eve doing whatever it is you were doing. For today's experiment, I think we are going to build a zero-tick sugarcane farm. This is definitely something that we could all use in our worlds because all of us use paper to help with our trading. Alright, now this farm will give you a ton of items per hour. We'll do a calculation on that after we get the build done. Any questions, class? Do we have any questions? Man, if none of you guys have any questions soon, I'm gonna have to change this out and, bring in someone else who might actually say something. Ah well. Alright, so I'll take the time to get us over to the build site. We'll get on the go. Before we get to today's build, I do have a small update on the sub count. So we will go ahead, we'll update the numbers, and we'll see where we currently stand. Now, in order to update the numbers, we just need to click this button to increment our first number by 1. And there you have it. As of today, I now stand at a grand total of 36 subscribers. So I would like to take the time to say thank you to everyone who has recently subscribed. I really appreciate it. And hope that you enjoy the content. Now, if you really love it, please make sure you like the videos and share them with your friends. It is one of the best ways to help the channel grow. So again, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Alright, so for today's build, we are definitely going to need ourselves a lot. And look, this one right here just happens to be for sale. So we'll go ahead and we'll definitely grab that. Alright, now the materials we'll need for today's build include 5 pieces of sugarcane, 5 sticky pistons, 5 regular pistons, 1 repeater, 3 redstone torches, a stack of building blocks. I like smooth stone because you will put some redstone on these, so it's a little easier to see. You'll need at least a stack of glass, probably not that much, but have a stack just in case. 2 chests, 5 hoppers, 1 bucket of water, 1 lever, 13 pieces of redstone dust, and 15 pieces of sand. Alright, now I'll go ahead, I'll get the stuff in my inventory, and we'll get started. Alright, so I have all our materials in hand, and we can begin. Now the area that we are going to need for this build is 7 blocks wide by 5 blocks deep by 7 blocks tall. So again, that was 7 blocks wide by 5 blocks deep by 7 blocks tall. Now that we have that out of the way, let me get this out of the way and we'll get started. Alright, so in order to begin, come around the side of the build. We're actually going to start with our redstone clock. So go ahead and place a building block right here, put another on top. This is a temporary. And then we want a block coming off each side like this, giving us a T. Break the temporary, so we're left with this shape. Come around the front of the build, and on the face of this block, this is where we want our lever. And then right below that, on the face of this block, we want a redstone torch. Next, grab your repeater. We're going to want the repeater on this middle block here with the arrow pointing this way. So place it like this, and you can leave it on 1 tick. Next, grab your redstone. We're going to want a piece of redstone dust right here. And now you'll notice that as soon as we place it, the clock did start going. So in order to turn that off, just flick the lever. Perfect. Next, grab your building blocks. We're going to want 5 blocks coming off of here, going across. Just like that. Come around the back of those blocks, and we're going to want 5 more blocks starting here. So looking from the side, it should look like that. On those 5 blocks that we just placed, we're going to want our 5 sticky pistons. So the faces point towards the front of the build, like that. Now to power these pistons, we're going to need another row of blocks starting here, going across. Then grab your redstone dust. We're going to want a piece here, and then on the blocks going all the way across. And you'll notice as we do that, all the pistons extend. All right, so in front of those pistons, we are going to want our sand. So go ahead and grab your sand. Okay, so put one piece each, like that. Okay, and again, come around the back of the build. Next, we're going to want a temporary block right here. Put a block on top, break the temporary, jump up on top of the pistons. On top of this block here, we're going to want a redstone torch. On top of that torch, we want a building block. On top of that building block, we want another redstone torch. And on top of that torch, we want, you guessed it, another block. Oh, just like that. Now off the side of this torch, we also want a block. So go ahead and place it in like that. Once you do that, you can go ahead and finish placing the rest of your sand. So you want 2 pieces on the top of each piston arm, just like that. Perfect. Now on the back of each piece of sand, or at least as many as you can reach from here, go ahead and place a block. Like that. On top of this row of blocks, we want another row. Like that. This is where our other pistons are going to go. And in the back of this row, we want another row of blocks, like that. All right, so next, grab your redstone and run that right across this back row. It should all light up like that. Next, grab your regular pistons. We're going to want to place these on these blocks going across, but be careful when you do because they will extend. So just make sure you're standing off to the side so they don't push off. Now when you get here, you're going to want to put a temporary block or 2 like that, so you could stand off to the side and place in the last piston. Okay. Break those temporaries. And when that's done, it should look like this. Okay. I'll give you a look from the back. Perfect. Okay. Next, again, grab your building blocks. We're going to want a row going across this row of sand, like that. And as an aesthetic choice, though you don't need them, you could put a row coming in front, like that as well. Okay. So next, get up on top of this row here. This is where we're going to need our chest and our hoppers. So standing on top of this block, jump up straight, put a chest, and then do the same on this one, and they'll link up to make it a double. Next, grab your hoppers. You're going to have to crouch to place these first 2, or all of them I should say. So we want the first 2 going into the back of the chest, like that, and then the next 3 are going to be going into that hopper. So if I get down, you should see that the 3 funnels on the last 3 are pointing in to hopper number 4. All right, so now that we have that in, we can actually start putting in our glass. Most of this can be done from the ground. So coming around to the side of the build, starting with this piston, we want 4 pieces coming down. And we're going to place 4 pieces coming down right to the front of the build. Like that. Okay, so come around to the other side, do the same thing. So again, starting at the piston. All right, like that. Next, we're going to want 3 pieces right here. Do it, click on, well, to help you place them, make sure you crouch. So that way you're not going to open the inventory of the hopper. Next, we want a row coming right across the top of the chest, like this. And then we want another row starting at the top one. Now I am leaving a space, and you'll see why in just a moment. All right. now that we have that row in, we're going to need to pillar all the way to the top of the build so we can place the last of our glass. So starting at the pistons, we're going to want pieces coming all the way to the front, covering any open spaces. All right, so should look like that. Now when you're coming down on the temporaries, don't go all the way down, just break 2 so you get to this point right here. Now I would suggest putting another temporary on the side, on each side here, just to help you with this next part. Now the one thing I did mention in the materials and that I would make a suggestion for, and it's really more of an aesthetic choice, but it also has a function as well. You could put glass in right across here and it would work just fine. However, these farms are temperamental and they do have a tendency to break. If we leave the area, and we leave them on, or if we build it on a chunk border, it can randomly break. So there will be times when we have to get in here and replace sand and possibly replace whatever we're growing. So in order to help you do that, instead of glass, I would actually suggest putting in a row of trapdoors along here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll place the first 3 like that. And you'll notice that we can close them. Let me fix that one. There, you notice that when we close them, it looks like that. So this way, we can easily access whatever we're using the farm to grow. Now, before I put these 2 in, I'm going to put in our water. So go ahead, grab your bucket of water. And you're going to want to put this in with your cursor pointing at the side of this piece of glass. So when we place it, it runs across the hoppers like that. And then finally, put in your last 2 trapdoors. So you can go ahead, flip those up, have a look at what it looks like. All right, so if everything is done correctly, it should look like this. And at this point, the build is essentially done. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to use the farm. Now in order to get up, grab your building blocks. You'll need some temporaries. You could also build a set of steps to get up here permanently, up to you. Once you're up, open up the trapdoors. Next, grab your sugarcane and plant a piece on top of each piece of sand. Just like that. Next, close your trapdoors. Break the blocks to get down. And in order to start the farm, flick the lever. Now it will take a couple seconds for the sugarcane to start growing. So we'll see that in just a moment. There we go. All right. Now this farm will give you plenty of items per hour. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll run the farm for 5 minutes, and then when I come back, we'll talk numbers. Right, we are back. I have let the farm run for 5 minutes, so let's see what we got. Not bad at all. So by the looks of things, that is 4 full stacks and an additional 49 items. Now I've already got ahead, I've done some quick math. Every 5 minutes, you're looking at approximately 305 items, and over the course of an hour, we're looking at approximately 3,600 items. Not bad. That's definitely a lot of sugarcane and will absolutely help you with your trading with those villagers. Now, if anybody is going to be building this farm in their world and you run into any troubles, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments below. I am more than willing to help anyone willing to give my tutorials a try. But on that note, that is all I have time for today. Once again, my name is Light, and thanks for stopping by. Bye!